Hello, I'm Mike the Cop. I currently identify as a non-binary llama. And if you don't like it, well, I'm offended. And in fact, the whole world should be outraged.
I got you. Yeah, I will defend my brothers. I will defend the weak. I will pursue and fight evil so others may sleep. I am the sheepdog, protecting the night. Wolfhunters unite. Bring it on. It's time to fight.
What's up, guys? Mike the Cop here. And I'm really just Mike the Cop. I don't identify as anything else. But I did come across an interesting story on the internet last week about a police officer that was disciplined, minorly, mind you. I think it was a written reprimand for checking the mailbox, not the kind that you play, hit with a bat or get mail in, but literally M-A-L-E. Maybe the producer will spell that out for you. Mailbox check on a citation, a traffic citation. Driver gets pulled over, ticket is issued. It's a male that currently identifies as a female, but the mailbox was checked on the ticket and a complaint was filed. The details of the whole event really don't matter. I'm just using this as an example for a concept, basically. We're going to look at this, but in a general way, since I don't know this officer. I don't know if maybe there was a legitimate rudeness or disrespect or some type of conversation in which there was some type of blatant harm intended or caused. I don't think that that's the case from what I see on the news piece, but anyway, I'm just going to look at this from an overview perspective and just give you my quick take on it. The first thing that the officer was accused of was bullying. Allow me to read. This female says, "If I've done everything I need to do for the state of Florida to recognize me as a female, he doesn't have a right to purposely misgender me. It was inappropriate and kind of bullying." You know, when I was a kid, bullying was some guy pushing you up against a locker and taking your lunch money. I guess times must have changed.
Call me a man! What? Call me a man! Okay.
I don't know, man. I feel like in 2017, it's a lose-lose situation in a lot of situations. Because you're going to offend someone with virtually everything you say. Because we live in a culture right now where being offended is fashionable, I guess. Maybe makes people feel validated for some reason. Well, where are we going to draw the line with that? I mean, where does it end?
Afternoon, sir. You have your driver's license with you?
I don't have a license, but I identify as somebody who does.
Okay. Do you have proof of insurance?
Well, I also identify as somebody who has car insurance, too.
Okay. Is that how this is going to go?
What do you mean?
The identify as nonsense. I mean, do you have it or not?
I don't like your tone. Do you know how offensive you sound right now? Who do you think you are?
Well, it's funny you should ask. I currently identify as the police officer who pulled you over in my patrol car. I also identify as the police officer who's going to drag you through this window. I also happen to identify as the police officer who's going to put handcuffs on you. And I identify as the police officer who's going to book you into jail and ultimately testify against you in court. How's that?
And listen, quite frankly, if you want to be a transgender person, more power to you. Have at it. You can identify as whatever the heck you want. But once you start taking a personal choice that is an individual decision you have made for your own life and then imposing your individual choice on society as a whole or on an entire other group of people and becoming offended when they don't want to make the same choice you have made or they don't agree to the same choice you have made as an individual, as long as they're not doing you any harm, then what's the issue? Creating a situation in which you can paint yourself as the victim is not helping. Honestly, it's not helping the transgender cause, and it's certainly not helping the rest of us be able to understand what it is that you want us to do. Honest question. How are people supposed to deal with the endless varieties and possibilities of individual choices that the rest of society, outside of you who make the individual choice or decision about who you identify as or what you identify as, how are the rest of us supposed to be able to assume that and appropriate that in a way that is non-offensive? Isn't that a little bit of an unrealistic expectation? I mean, when I'm getting flipped off at work, I sure wish I could identify as a firefighter. So a complaint gets filed, and this commission that is appointed reviews the case and decides this officer should get disciplined in some form. So he gets this written reprimand, I think, ultimately. But here's what they said when they reviewed this. The board also decided that more training is needed for officers to address these types of issues in the future. I think it's fair, said the board member. It's a matter of training, and the officers need training. Okay, training? Let's take a look at this. Male. Female. Caitlyn Jenner. Any questions? No? We're good? Okay, let's get out there, guys. Just don't check any boxes on the tickets, okay? Because I don't need to review any complaints. Just unknown. Just mark unknown. Then the problem is somebody would call and complain because the unknown box was checked, and you should clearly know what they were supposed to be. This whole conversation makes me want to just get a unicorn frap. And of course, in true politically correct fashion, the administration of the department has to make a statement that tries to make everyone happy rather than just appealing to common sense. It is said, Police Department X, I'm not putting you on blast right now, is committed to the equal treatment of all of our neighbors and visitors. I agree with that. Treat people equally. If you speed on the street and get pulled over, whether you're male, female, naked mole rat, a really hairy bear, whatever you are, don't speed and you won't get a ticket. And that's how cops are treating you equally. It's not like this cop was sitting there running radar and was like, oh, that's a speeder, but that looks like a normal white male. Oh, here we go. That looks like Pat from Saturday Night Live. Oh, he or she or whatever that is getting a ticket. Furthermore, we endeavored to take appropriate action if there are incidents discovered where it is alleged we veered from that position. I believe the department's actions concerning the investigation before the Citizens Police Review Board clearly illustrates our commitment. Yeah, so you write the guy up because he checked the box of male when someone had 5 o'clock shadow. Seriously. This is what we're worried about. We're not talking about any type of crime prevention. We're not talking about any type of reducing traffic fatalities, reducing the number of people who are out there operating a motor vehicle with narcotics or alcohol in their system in a way that's impacting that. We're worried about disciplining an officer. We're going to spend training time teaching people the difference between male and female, not on better officer safety tactics, not on better use of our tools that were provided and we need to know how to use, whether it's lethal force or less than lethal force. We don't want to spend extra time on training in terms of communication or interview skills or report writing or better driving skills. Nope. We want to do training and educate like they're still 4 years old on male and female. Even though there's going to be a lot of people who have not made it this far into the video who are going to show up in the comments and try to roast me for being insensitive and non-politically correct and offensive and whatever else. Listen, if you make a personal decision to identify as whatever, that's your business. This is America, right? But don't expect that I have to indulge every decision you make, especially indulging it in a way that I'm supposed to predict and know somehow that you have made this decision in your life. We've got to be practical about that. So all I'm asking for is common sense. All right, enjoy the comments. It's sure to get toasty in here. Meanwhile, I'm going to go find makeup tutorials on YouTube. Good day. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification button for my channel. If you want to find me off of YouTube, you can always add me on Snapchat, follow me on Instagram or Twitter, like my Facebook page, and if you really like me, you can also check out my store or my Patreon page.